Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining our presentation today. My name is Rob DeRosa. I am the sales manager for our Statguard Flooring division. I began my career with Desco Industries in 1995 and have been involved with ESD for the past 25 years. Joining us today is Jeffrey Brake from Desco Brand. Our Desco Brand manager, Jeffrey, say hello.
Hi, Rob. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
We're doing okay.
Good. It looks like we have a good attendance. I'm going to start our presentation.
Okay.
So throughout our presentation today, you can submit your questions. Please use the GoToMeeting toolbar question function to submit your questions. We will break during our presentation to help address your questions. If we fail to answer any question, we will send you an email response after we conclude our presentation today. So today's presentation, we will cover who is Statguard Flooring, ESD Flooring Basics, ESD standards for ESD flooring system, and the benefits of Statguard Flooring products. Statguard Flooring is a division of Desco Industries. We have been in business for 40 years. We have a full line of ESD flooring solutions that meet the recommended technical flooring requirements of the ANSI ESD S20.20-2014 standard. Statguard Flooring's focus is ESD flooring products. Our ESD floor care products include floor finish and floor maintenance products. Statguard Flooring's resilient flooring products include our ESD vinyl floor tiles, Freestyle 8400 interlocking flooring system, Statguard Conductive Epoxy and paint, and other flooring options. We will cover these in more detail later in the presentation. Statguard Flooring products are designed for areas that require static control. Statguard Flooring products are sold worldwide to various industries and are available through our flooring master distributors, resellers, installers, maintenance supplies distributors, and building service contractors. Statguard Flooring products are available for direct purchase by customers with the capability to install the products in-house. So what is ESD? Tribocharge simply means the generation of static charge on two surfaces that come in contact and then separate with each other. Examples of tribocharging include rubbing a balloon against a sweater, ascending from a fabric car seat, removing some type of plastic packaging, or walking on a rug. In all these cases, the breaking of contact between the two materials result in tribocharging, thus creating a difference of electrical potential that can lead to an ESD event. Relative humidity is also a factor in tribocharging. Large charges are generated all the time. So how do we control electrostatic discharge? Per ANSI S2020, all conductors in the environment, including personnel, shall be bonded or electrically connected and attached to a known ground. Electrostatic protection can be maintained at a potential above a 0 voltage ground potential as long as all the items in the system are at the same ground potential. Most certainly, ESD is a concern for any sensitive electronic device or equipment, and ungrounded personnel can induce charges to sensitive devices. When the wrist strap is impractical, there are ESD foot grounders or ESD shoes that can be used to ground the personnel. These items are effective only when used in conjunction with a properly installed ESD flooring. ESD flooring can be any type of permanent material such as ESD tile, ESD matting, or ESD epoxy and paints to protective materials such as dissipative floor finishes. Not only does it minimize charge generation, but it allows for mobile grounding of personnel, carts, and ESD chairs. Shelving and mobile carts on ESD floor can be an ESD work surface, but they must be properly grounded, as shown in the bottom picture. Per ANSI S2020 Table 3, the required limits of mobile equipment, which is a work surface, is to be less than 1 × 10⁹ ohms resistance to ground. Pictured on the top is a complete system with an ESD vinyl tile installation. The grounded personnel via the foot grounder making contact with the ESD vinyl tile that's installed on top of a conductive 2-part epoxy adhesive, grounded via copper grounding strip connected to ground. This electrical connection allows for static to complete its circuit and flow safely to ground. The requirements for an ESD system is covered under the S20.20-2014 standard. While there are several standards that can apply to ESD control flooring, depending on the application, by far the most used is ANSI ESD S2020 standard from the ESD Association. This standard was last revised in 2014, at which time significant updates were made, most notably to the qualification method. Prior to 2014, the standard allowed for qualification based only on resistance. If the total resistance was less than 3.5 times 10 to the 7th ohms from a person's hand to the ground, the floor was in compliance. A walk-in voltage test was required only when resistance was greater than 3.5 times 10 to the 7th ohms and less than 1 times 10 to the 9th ohms. In 2014 revision of the S2020, the resistance method of qualification was eliminated and a walk-in voltage test was required for qualification. Regardless of floor resistance, specifically the standard covers the requirements necessary to design, establish, implement, and maintain an electrostatic control program for electrical or electronic parts, assemblies, and equipment susceptible to damage by electrostatic discharge greater than or equal to 100 volts human body module. Pictured on the top right is an operator using a body voltage verification meter. This meter measures the HBV, which is a human body voltage, on a person in combination with ESD footwear and flooring materials, both pre and post installation. According to IEC 61340-45 and the ANSI ESD STM 97.2, picture bottom right is an operator performing periodic test procedures based on the ANSI S7.1. This standard test method establishes procedures for measuring the electrical resistance of floor materials where protection of ESD susceptible items is required. Our Desco reps, and our regional sales manager, including myself, we have this equipment that we can help customers with their programs, both pre and post installation. Jeffrey, do we have any questions?
Rob, we have a question. You can hear me?
I can.
We have a question about the if a floor was installed prior to 2014 when they changed the specs, is it okay, or do they have to go through a requalification period? What would be your advice there?
So yeah, you would have to meet the 2014 requirements. So if it was tested prior, I would instruct them or coach them to have that test done again, just to stay up with the standard and the requirements of the standard.
So you'd have the body voltage test done at their site.
Correct. This would allow the customer to know that their operator is not generating greater than 100 volts and meeting the specifications of the requirement.
Okay. And generally speaking, material that was less than 35 megohms is going to be, it's going to be less, the voltage is going to be less than 100. That's
relatively
typical,
speaking,
right?
Typical, correct.
Yeah. Okay. Also, a question about where to find these documents. The ESD Association, ESDA.org is where you can find them. The S2020 is a free document, right? I believe the STM 97.1 and 97.2 are paid documents. But if you become a member of the ESD Association, there's a discount for those. So
correct.
So that's it for now. And questions, let's go ahead. I remind people, if you have questions, please submit them. We'll come back to you, or we'll follow up at the end of the presentation on these. We'll have at least one more break, and we'll have questions at the end. So let's go ahead and keep going. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you. So now we're going to get into the product solutions that Statguard Flooring has to offer. Our 8400 series was acquired from the 3M Static Control Division in 2015. We have one of the most resilient ESD tiles in the market. We offer 11 different color patterns in both conductive and dissipative, electrical resistance with perfect electrical performance. Statguard will warrant the performance of the electrical properties for the life of the tile. Our tiles are micro cut. This means that when installed, there's virtually no gap between the tiles. It gives the floor a nice homogeneous look, almost like a solid sheet. This helps eliminate potential dirt getting between the tiles, as we have seen from many competitive products. We do not need any type of initial cleaning. Our manufacturers require complicated and costly initial cleaning process. With the 8400 series tile, it does not require any type of wax or glaze. The tile is constantly shiny out of the box and will only require buffing as needed, with the lowest maintenance cost of any ESD vinyl tile in the market. It has a high aesthetic value. Our tile is very glossy. Since the tile reflects so much light, some facilities have removed lighting to save on energy costs due to the reflectance, cost savings to the end user. This allows for a high-tech look when showing their clients through their facility. We have installed millions of square feet of our 8400 series worldwide. We do not require any special cleaners or extraneous maintenance to maintain the floor. Staggered Flooring has and is supporting ESD Flooring product opportunities worldwide. We support manufacturing, command centers, R&D, server rooms, hospitals, circuit board manufacturers, clean rooms, and the list goes on through our valued added installer. ICT Construction and Technology Corp is our U.S. master installer, as is Delta Millennium International in Mexico. In addition to the manufacturer's warranty, the installer also offers an extended warranty on the installation. Our Freestyle 8400 interlocking flooring system uses the 8400 series vinyl tile as a top sheet for the system. This is a free-floating static control flooring system utilizing a patented hidden zipper lock connection. Some of the features include the interlocking provide tile-to-tile electrical connection, quick installation, eliminating downtime cost. The tiles can easily be cleaned and shined to a gloss while maintaining its electrical properties without the use of ESD Floor Finish. Our 18.5 by 18.5 interlocking tile system is the only ESD flooring product that is suitable for use over high moisture, irregular, and problem subfloors. This product is ideal for companies that have a moisture issue, currently renting a space, or only requires an ESD flooring for certain jobs. The Freestyle is the environmentally smart choice. Conductive interlocking base is manufactured with a minimum of 20% recycled material. The only conductive flooring of its kind that can contribute to LEED points. Possessing LEED points or LEED certification indicates that the organization exhibits an environmental consciousness, which can potentially equate to tax credits and or exemptions. Our Statguard Conductive Epoxy is a two-part, one-coat system, thereby eliminating hot spots and providing uniform conductivity throughout the installation. Unlike the multi-layer solutions from competitors, our product is 50% solids by volume, which reduces dry time. The estimated coverage per gallon is 200 square feet at 8 mil thick. The RTT and RTG resistance is 10.4 to less than 10.7 ohms per ANSI ESD STM 7.1 or IEC 61340-4-1. This product is not only stocked in our Canton, Massachusetts facility, but has been installed throughout our manufacturing and shipping and receiving areas for the past 12 years. Perfect measurements with every test performed for the past 12 years throughout the installation. Other ESD flooring options include rubber. This material is very durable, offers comfort and sound deadening. Modular copper tiles provide comfort and easy repairs. This product is installed with a releasable conductive adhesive, which makes it easier to replace when needed. It is suitable for installations in IT rooms, labs, 911 rooms, FAA control centers, etc. The rubber and copper material has a resistance of less than 10 to the 9th ohms. We offer our Statguard Dissipative Floor Finish. which is a dissipative cross-link polymer finish, and our Statguard low VOC dissipative floor finish system. Our ESD floor finishes will convert a non-ESD flooring to a static dissipative flooring. Both floor finishes has a resistance of less than 1 × 10⁹ ohms. They are UL listed for slip resistance at 10 to 65% RH levels. Statguard dissipative floor finish and Statguard low VOC floor finish covers approximately 2,000 square feet per gallon per coat on smooth surfaces. This product is available in a 1-gallon plastic container. 2.5 and 5-gallon containers are packaged in a bladder box. This is easy for customers and janitorial companies to store and use the product. Our floor maintenance products include our Statguard floor stripper, which is designed with a mild pH formulation and is non-ammoniated, phosphate-free, and biodegradable. Excellent removability properties enables the stripper to break up and lift multiple layers of static dissipative type finish, dirt, and grime. Our Statguard floor neutralizer neutralizes the floor after the stripping process. This ensures that the proper pH levels are established prior to the application of a new finish. A safe pH level is 7.0, which is neutral. A high pH can affect the floor finish curing time as well as the physical properties of the finish. The Statguard Dissipative Neutral Cleaner is formulated to clean dissipative or conductive floor tiles and polymer type floor finishes. It is formulated with dissipative agents that will rejuvenate and improve the static dissipative properties of the flooring material or finish. The stat-free dissipative burnishing restore is a ready-to-use formulation that enhances gloss well beyond burnishing alone. It may be used with Statguard dissipative floor finish or with ESD floor tiles, keeping the wet look on floors without the need of refinishing. The stat-free dissipative spray buff is a ready-to-use product specifically designed to use with floors treated with Statguard dissipative floor finish. This renews the surface and brings back the gloss to the product protected floor. Stat-free spray buff can also be used to protect conductive flooring. Our floor care products are proudly manufactured at our Canton, Massachusetts facility. When you are in the Boston area, please let us know and we will schedule a tour for you at our facility. Jeffrey, do we have any other additional questions?
We do. First question for the epoxy: how do you ground it?
So for any permanent flooring installation, it's for every 1,000 square feet, a grounding strip needs to be installed. We have a 2-inch wide by a 24-inch long with a pre-drilled hole copper strip that we support. So it's 1 for every 1,000 square feet of installation, 2 for any individual room.
Okay. What's the installation process like for epoxy also?
All is needed is, well, the prep work aside, 1/8 inch squeegee to apply it and a 3/8 inch nap roller compatible for epoxy coating to be back rolled in both directions. And that's pretty much it. It's a DIY type of product.
Okay. Separate question about tiles. I don't know this offhand, but maybe you know, are they resilient to acids, alkalines, alcohols, or aircraft hydraulic fluid? Do you know?
We do, yeah. I don't have the whole list in my brain, but we do have a chemical list. It is chemical. It's resistant to a lot of different chemicals. I don't know off the top of my head. I would have to.
Okay.
We can send an email response with that. Yep, please.
Yeah, we'll follow up with that. Let's see if we have anything else. Sure. What's a typical lead time on some of the products?
The floor care products we manufacture and keep in inventory as a standard product.
Yeah,
the tiles and
epoxy we have standard.
Correct. The epoxy and paint, they're standard. The tiles are more built to order. Obviously, we support large installations. Typical lead time would be about 4 weeks.
Okay. We didn't discuss this directly, but for floor finish used over a non-ESD floor, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so our ESD floor finish will convert any non-ESD floor to dissipative flooring. So what's required there would be an initial stripping to remove any finish from the manufacturer on the tile or any type of flooring that is being converted. Once the stripping process, you would follow up with a neutralizer, neutralize the floor to the proper pH balance of 7.0, which is neutral, and then apply the floor finish. Our standard floor finish is 18% solids. That's a 3-coat requirement. Our low VOC floor finish is 23% solid, so that's a 2-coat requirement. So depending on the floor finish would equate to either a 3-coat or 2-coat. So once the 2 coats are applied, there's a 1-hour waiting period between coats. You let it dry and the floor is being used the next day.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jumping over to freestyle, do you need a moisture barrier for freestyle?
We do not. We do not.
Yeah, so that's one of the advantages.
Yeah, that's
right?
one of the major advantages of the freestyle system. Yeah, there's no prep work required for the floor. It can be laid on top of any existing floor. So if they have a moisture issue, they can just install the freestyle right over it.
Freestyle could go down right over the previous flooring too, right? So you
Absolutely. No prep work.
potentially you wouldn't even have to pull out what's already there.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, the questions are coming pretty heavy now too. So some of these we're going to have to, let's try to answer it. Let me get a game plan on some of them. We'll answer some of them at the end, and then we'll follow up in emails on the balance of them. So
Okay.
let's go ahead and move forward here, and I'll find some more questions for the next segment.
Thank you. All right, so now we're going to move into our verification methods. The ANSI ESD STM97.1-2006 standard test method is intended to provide test methods for measuring the resistance of floor materials, footwear, and personnel together as a system. Pictured in the middle of the slide is the Desco digital surface resistance meter. This instrument is designed to measure resistance point to point and surface to ground. Point to point is also referred to as RTT, and surface to ground or point to ground is referred to RTG. The ANSI ESD STM 97.2-2006 standard test method is intended to provide the test methods for measuring the voltage of a person in combination with an ESD floor, material, and footwear as a system. Pictured on the far right is an operator using the Desco body voltage meter. This is a portable measuring system that allows analysis of charge levels accumulated on the human body according to the ANSI ESD STM 97.2. The surface resistance meter is referenced and designed to be used to make measurements in accordance with the test procedures and compliance verification ESD TR53 resistance measurements. The compliance verification is an ongoing test to confirm the floor is meeting the required specification. Plans shall document the test methods and equipment use for process monitoring and measurements. The test equipment selected shall be capable of making the measurements defined in the compliance verification plan of the S2020 section 7.3. So things to consider for a flooring project. Owning or renting the building can help determine the best flooring solution for the customer's requirements. We have products like our Freestyle 8400 interlocking system and ESD Floor Finish for installations where the customer rents or leases their current facility. So what kind of area will the ESD floor be used in? Consider how the space will be used when making the decision on your ESD flooring solution. This should be given a priority consideration when setting up a new unpopulated EPA or facility. It is much easier and less expensive to do it up front than after the area is populated. The time frame available for ESD flooring projects is very critical. If the customers are crunched on time, their product options and solutions may be limited. Moisture. Excessive moisture in or beneath the concrete subfloor can cause adhesion or appearance problems for any type of flooring covering. Measure the MVTR of the concrete prior to the installation using industry standard test kits. Aesthetic preferences are very important. The floor is one of the most important design elements in any project. It plays an enormous role in the aesthetics of a space and the benefits to the overall ESD program and requirements. We offer various ESD floor solutions to meet the customer's needs. Statguard Flooring offers qualified installers that will help with all necessary steps to achieve a properly installed ESD flooring solution. We will also work with the customer installers and help provide them all the technical information needed for a successful installation. Floor maintenance plan is very important as an ongoing process to maintain the look and the electrical resistance of the installed flooring. Preventative maintenance is important to maintain the electrical properties and the appearance of the ESD flooring. We recommend installing tacky mats at all entrances to the ESD protected area to help remove particles from the foot grounders before entering the EPA. Statguard Flooring proudly manufactures all of our ESD floor maintenance products in our Canton, Massachusetts manufacturing facility. These are some of the companies where we have successfully supported their ESD flooring needs with our ESD flooring solutions. Jeffrey, you have any other questions?
Yeah, we have. So the question is about, is there a way to monitor that the floor is functioning correctly, like permanently? Then there's another question about how many, but so the straight, there really is no direct way to do that, right?
You would have to test it, yeah. So depending on what they're trying to achieve, so the first test you would want to do is point to ground to where your RTG level is at, and then troubleshoot it if the resistance to ground is high. On permanent, on ESD floor finish, you'd be continuously testing, depending on the program, with the resistance meters to see where the levels are at, so you can schedule your next recoat before the flooring is out of spec.
Right. So let's talk a little bit more about that too, because one of the questions is basically how many test areas do you need on an ESD floor to do your periodic verification? Is there a number, or do we have a recommendation?
The recommendation would be to pick the high traffic area. That's going to determine more than any other areas being tested. So I would start, as an example, the ESD floor finish type of floor to test your high traffic areas. That's going to determine how quickly your floor is being worn and when you would need to schedule your next maintenance. With a permanent flooring solution, that would be, kind of maintaining it, removing dirt or debris that's building up and increasing the resistance of the floor. Permanent flooring is not going to go bad if it's installed correctly.
It's not going to go bad, but you do get that dirt and grime buildup, right?
Correct.
That can raise the instant. Yeah. So that's why you would still want to test some of those key areas that you feel like are high lot of walking.
Higher resistance, right. So with the conductive flooring, it gives them a little bit more time to get to that level because the resistance is so low. With the static dissipative floor coating, that time frame now is limited to when they can get it back to spec.
Gotcha. They're asking for, when do we provide certification, compliance verification before we install a floor and on our products and for the installation? Can you talk a little bit about that?
We do, yeah. So once the floor is installed, we'll have the representative or some of our installers have the equipment to test. We get the results per the STM 97.2. We provide them with an ESD floor certificate that mainly just states that their floor is compliant to the standard.
Gotcha. Can we can people use other installers than the ones we have partnered with? Absolutely.
Right. In most cases, the general contractor is overseeing it, and they'll have an installer already in place. So in that instance, we would then provide them all the technical installation information for them to properly install our product.
Gotcha. There's a question about the body voltage monitor, and does it come with software? I do know the answer to that. There is a software package that comes with it. There is, and it allows you to download the data into that software package to create the graphs and to save the data that comes with it. So if somebody wants a demo of that, we can please contact us. we can do that online, or we can, when things get back to normal, we can come out and do it in person. So that's definitely something that's available. Let's see, what else do we have here? There was a question: is freestyle any better in terms of resistance or ESD performance than the standard tiles?
No, it utilizes the same top sheet, which is our 8400 series. The interlocking bottom is very conductive. It's in the 10 to 3 ohms range. So is that conductive 2-part adhesive. So the only difference in the two installations would be the bottom interlocking base or the conductive adhesive, which were both 10-3. So the resistance of the tile would not differ from the freestyle or a glue down option. It's the same product.
Okay. There actually have been a couple questions about larger tile sizes. Is that something we do, or is that something maybe we can make available as a custom?
Yeah, so with the 8400 series, we offer 3 different size tiles and 2 thicknesses. The sizes are 12 by 12, 24 by 24, and 36 by 36. The thicknesses are 2.0 millimeter and a 3.2 millimeter thickness.
Okay, so we do have larger ones
So
available.
we do have, yep, and the freestyle is an 18.5 by 18.5 sections.
Let's see if I got anything else here that we can cover here with that we can't. Some of these things we're going to have to follow up by email because they're asked some more technical questions that I don't have the information available. I think that's okay. Go ahead and put the last screen up with your contact information.
Sure.
Here's one more question too about what's the method for testing for moisture?
So there's the industry standard. So prior, and I learned this not long ago working with an installer in Canada, they're getting away with the old test methods of chlorides. Moving forward, it's going to be all electronic, I forgot what they refer them to, but these little leads that go in the ground. So that's what the industry is moving towards. But with any permanent flooring solutions, moisture testing is very, very important. If your moisture level is high, you're going to waste a lot more money to either repair or fix the issue later on down the road. But the industry is changing. The whole chloride thing, that's going to be kind of phased out. It's going to be more of these little, they almost look like little long pins that get dripped into the floor. So the requirement there is 1 for every 1,000 square feet as well, to be run for 24 hours.
Okay, and that's something that the
installer would cover.
The installer would probably do, right? I know we don't do that directly.
No, we don't do that. The installer would cover that. It would be part of like the prep work. So that's that's the first step that they do. They want to test the moisture level, see where they're at, and then take care of the prep work prior to any installation of any permanent flooring.
Okay, that makes sense. I think that does it for the questions that we can really get to here.
Okay.
Well, for those of you that we didn't answer your questions directly, Rob or I or another Desco representative will follow up with you directly with an email or a phone call or something if we already know you. But I want to thank everybody for being here, and thanks, Rob.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone as well for taking their time to join our webinar today. Please email me with your flooring questions, requirements, anything. Just to remind everyone, we will have another webinar presentation next week, which will be covering the carts. So if you can, please do attend.
Awesome. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good day.
You too.